toe pain is quite a common complaint with runners, but I'm going to term toes as from the metatarsals forwards. Okay, so a lot of people may well have been to their GP or been to someone else and gone and said, I've got foot pain in the front of my foot, and then the medical professional goes, oh, you've got metatarsalgia. Metatarsalgia means pain in the front of your foot. Okay, so it's pain under the metatarsals. So it's not really a diagnosis, it's a describing word. So if we start with some of the most common ones, you can get big toe pain. So you've got two bones underneath your foot there. So this is called the sesamoids. They can become swollen or pinned to the ground when you're running. Bunions can come on in certain foot types or with increased activity or reduced ligament strength between them. So as you get older, you're potentially at more risk of that type of thing. A bunion is actually the metatarsal migrating outwards, which changes the pull on the big toe, so it gets an advantage to pull in. Now, the same forces that cause that, which can be overpronation or underpronation, both can cause those, in a different type of foot, will cause a restriction in that movement. Okay, so you end up growing bone across the top here, and you start extending the distal phalanx, so the end of your toe. And they're the people you see if you go to a running club or a lot of sports venues. You see people poking out the end of their trainer, and they've probably got either a functional or a structural. So either the bone's stopping you or something in the way your foot's working. You roll over. If I show you rolling over the foot changes the way that big toe works, you can't bend that. If you can't bend that, you put too much load on the next metatarsal, so you often get pain there. Another one that people often talk about is a Morton's neuroma, classically between the third and fourth metatarsal. Theoretically, one of the main theoretical causes is that the nerves on the outside of your foot and on the inside of your foot come together in between there, so you've got a slightly fatter nerve. Okay, on its own, that doesn't really cause a problem, but if you have a mechanical cause which then puts compression between those two metatarsals or makes them rub against each other, you then start to get issues. However, between each of the toes there are also bursas, so fluid-filled sacs or cushions that stop them rubbing, and they can often get pressure between the two. The first thing that people often do is they will buy padding for under here, and that's not a bad start. If you can actually physically feel the bones underneath your foot without there being too much fat pad, you probably need a bit of extra padding. But why can you start to feel those? Is it just that the fat pads got reduced, or is there a mechanical cause which is driving those metatarsals into the ground?